On GP for the Sega Saturn has an interesting spot in the Sega arcade racing pantheon. It was never released as an arcade game for one, but it usually ends up forgotten, living in the shadow of its more popular arcade brethren. While the game has some aspects that are fairly impressive for the time, there is one flaw that may turn off a lot of people from playing. Released in North America in 1995, Hang On GP was a super early Saturn title that also happened to be one of the first 3D home console motorcycle games. Yeah, quite the title. With it being such an early game for the console, it leaves a lot to be desired with the amount of options given to you. You mainly just have the single-player Grand Prix race mode, time attack, and that's about it. There's no multiplayer here either, which is a real downer. On the plus side, this game offers a whopping 6 courses to choose from, which is plenty more than what other Sega arcade racers were offering at the time. The 6 tracks are made up of 3 different environments with some slight variation in the track layout, but each track remains unique and they're easy to memorize. There's also a hefty amount of different bikes to choose from, each with their own attributes. Once your motorcycling destiny has been chosen, it's off to the starting grid. Every race starts you off in last place, so you'll need to fight your way up to the front of the pack. This, however, is easier said than done, and it's not because of the game's AI. The number one main issue with this game is its incredibly finicky handling. Using the D-pad to control your bike is very imprecise and twitchy. Not only that, but the animation for steering with the D-pad just looks incredibly unnatural. Fortunately, there are ways to help cope with the weird steering. Using the shoulder buttons allows you to shift your bike left and right, kinda like an F-Zero. It's pretty strange to see a bike do this, but in practice it's very beneficial for navigating corners. If you can manage playing this game with a standard D-pad, I commend you, but that's not how you should be playing it. In order to properly experience Hang On GP, you'll want one of these, the Sega Saturn Arcade Racer. This allows full analog steering control to your bike, which is a dramatic improvement to the game. I know it's kinda strange to control a motorcycle with a racing wheel, but it feels like this game was designed from the ground up specifically to take advantage of the arcade racer, and it definitely shows. The handling with this wheel is just tremendous. It's absolutely one of the best games to have for this wheel. Its use of the wheel isn't the only good thing about Hang On GP either. The visuals in the presentation are all pretty great for an early Saturn title. The tracks are all colorful and well detailed with bridges and tunnels. The only weird graphical detail that really bugs me is how pointy and polygonal your tires are. It's just a weird little pet peeve though. The soundtrack isn't anything to boast about, but it feels right at home here. While I easily enjoyed my time with Hang On GP, I feel like a lot of other people won't feel the same way. Mainly because getting the most out of the game requires you to buy a racing wheel, which probably a lot of people aren't willing to do. In that case, it's difficult to recommend this game for those strictly sticking with their Saturn D-pads. But for those willing to take the plunge and get a racing wheel, or those looking for other games to play on it, Hang On GP makes for a great arcade racer for your Saturn collection. Hey, thanks for watching! If you like this kind of stuff, be sure to subscribe to Saturnology for more videos like these, and also check me out on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon. Thanks!